Hey guys, we're going to be talking today about using Swivl to flip your classroom. When we get started, we got to understand what Swivl is. First and foremost, Swivl is a little robotic device that can track your movements throughout the room. It also can act as a recorder for your voice. So this little device that she's holding in the picture here actually is what tracks your movement. What happens is as you put your device, your iPad or your phone into the swivel will then position both vertically and horizontally as well as spinning 360 degrees to track you as you move around your room. This frees you up for a lot of activity in your room and a lot of different options. The other great thing with the swivel is that it helps significantly improve your audio. Often when we try to record in our classroom using the iPad or our iPhones, what happens is that the video gets extremely shaky from everything that's happening. The students are moving around, so you're not able to get a clear shot, and also the audio in it is often quite horrendous. The swivel fixes both of those problems. Some of the uses that you can use for your swivel is with presentations and experiments. So if you're having a presentation that you're delivering, you can use the swivel to record you so that it gives you the freedom to move about. It also allows you to work on an experiment. So if you have your experiments that are in a room, often you have to go from location to location with your experiments. The swivel will track you while you're doing that, as well as picking up great audio. Another option is if you use small groups or student projects. You can split your students into teams. Each team for a project is responsible for redelivering that information. They can use the swivel as their device to help record that information, as well as you could use the swivel if you wanted to perhaps make small group mini lessons. And then deliver that information in small chunks so you can move around the room. You can flip your classroom with this. If you use the swivel to teach your lesson, you're able to teach your lesson and record it so that it can be seen at a later time. Perhaps you went to the computer lab and you have your students watch a video you recorded over content that you're instructing on and go from there. You can even have multiple recordings. So one group of students is working on one assignment while another group of students are working on another, but both of those students are receiving instruction directly from you because you're the one that gave you're the one that did the recording. Wow, words are hard. Using the swivel. Another option, the one that we'll be talking a lot about, is live streaming. All of these options, when you record, have a couple of drawbacks, but mostly about how you store your information. Live streaming, on the other hand, solves some of that. The downside is it's live. It's not as rehearsed. You're not able to go back and edit as much. It's kind of where you run with it. To set up your swivel, all you have to do is you have to ensure that the device that you have has a lightning jack. So make sure your iPad and your iPhone has one. If you've got one of the older devices, the swivel will work with it as well as moving, but it will not record the audio that you really need it to. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to take the marker out of the back of the swivel. You're then going to make sure that your iPad or iPhone sits into the swivel securely. You'll power on the swivel. You'll then power on the marker. You'll plug the lightning jack into your device. And when you plug it in, it's going to prompt you to switch to the Swivl app. If you're using the Swivl app, you don't have to do that. But if you're not, then you'll need to switch whatever app you're doing to make the recording. When you're recording, you have a few options. You can use the Swivl app that comes with the product. You can use your camera and video, or you can use YouTube. When using these devices, both with the camera and the swivel, that records your information directly onto your device. YouTube then will instead upload it live. Also, if you're using the Swivl app, you're able to hit record from a button rather than actually having to hit the screen, excuse me, to start your recording. Now, using the Swivl app or requirement, like I had said, whenever you finish your recording, it will save that recording onto your device. You'll then need to transfer that information to wherever your students are going to get it. So you'll need to either text it or email it, or if those are too large of files to do that, you're actually going to have to plug your device into your computer and then upload it that way and transfer your files. YouTube Live, on the other hand, or live streaming, solves that problem. That's the one that we're going to suggest using because it actually automatically uploads your video for you, so you don't have to worry about transferring your files. The downside is you're not able to prep as much with YouTube Live. It's a one-take shot that everything's taken of. One warning though is that YouTube Live is in beta. So there's going to be bugs and issues and stuff like that could pop up with YouTube Live because it's still in beta. However, YouTube is now under the Google family, so we know it's going to be taken care of and be able to produce well. Another benefit of using YouTube Live, once your videos has been uploaded, you're actually able to go in and edit and update and do some little, the YouTube editing tool is actually pretty fantastic when it comes to editing your YouTube video. Now, to get there, though, you're going to have to use something called an encoder. The encoder that we're using on our iPads or that we're currently using is the Live Now app. Live Now app allows us to have our iPads hooked directly to YouTube Live. What we have to do with the Live Now is we have to log into our YouTube account. We'll have to click the upload and live streaming. We'll then scroll to the encoder step and click on the reveal button. Click on open up live, our live app, and click on the gear function. Input the streaming name key and begin recording. I know that seems a bit complicated, so I kind of wanted to walk you through exactly what that looks like. This is the app that we're using, Live Now. So if you were to go on and hop on, this is the one that you would get it. When you open up Live Now, you'll have this little gear here. This is a gear that I was referring to that you'll have to hit. In order to connect this to YouTube, you've got to click on that gear, and that will prompt you to get the encoder code for that, because each YouTube account has their own individual live streaming code. In order to get your individual live streaming code, you've got to go to YouTube. So when you go to YouTube, you log in with your account. You can see my beautiful face. But you'll go over here to upload. You'll click on upload. From upload, you'll then click on live streaming right here. And then from live streaming, you'll scroll down the page to the encoder setup. Once you're on that gear and the Live Now setup, you'll have this server information. It should already be there, but if not, you can just go ahead and put that information there. The second thing it's going to ask you for is the name or key. This is right here, and you'll click the reveal button. I'm not going to do that now because each individual YouTube user has their own live streaming key, and this key allows you to stream directly to your account. So each account is individualized. At our school, we have already set up an account so our teachers can stream directly to that. However, if you're setting up your own, that's where you'll need to go for the YouTube Live. All right. Now, the other thing I kind of wanted to walk through a little bit with you, because I know it was a lot, was I wanted to show you a simple walkthrough of the Swivl. Because I know for me, hearing somebody talk about it is different than actually seeing it. And setting up the Swivl itself isn't super complex. There are a few steps, but they're pretty simplistic once you get the hang of exactly what you're doing. So we're going to go ahead and watch this video and show you exactly how that goes down. Hey guys, I'm going to walk you through setting up your Swivl. The very first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you have a device that has a lightning jack. Once you ensure that your device has a lightning jack, you'll then come over to your Swivl. And on the back of the Swivl here is a marker. This marker is what actually acts as your microphone, as well as what the Swivl will track once it's turned on. Another function of the Swivl is you've got this part right here. This is what will hold your device securely. You can actually remove that part by pressing this way and pulling it directly out, and you can change out this part. It's actually held within the Swivl storage case. However, I understand that that's the one that fits my device. So I'll get my device. I will then place it into the Swivl, into that little section right there. I prefer actually to set the device, my iPad, in the opposite direction. If I record this way, the image will then display on the screen, which is a large distraction to my students. So instead, what I do is I turn my device around so that the recording is actually faced in the opposite direction. From this point, I'll go ahead and turn on my Swivl by pressing the power button. I have to hold it a few seconds for it to light up. Once it does, the Swivl becomes activated and begins to move. My next step is to take my marker, and on this button right here, I'm going to press and hold it down for a few seconds until it lights up green as well. What I'll notice is that the Swivl then will light up green, showing that it follows my marker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually move my marker all the way to the opposite side so that we're able to work from the back of the device for just a little bit. So the next part is to grab my lightning jack and to plug it in to my device. I apologize, it's difficult to do with just one hand. So once it's plugged in, we'll actually get this little screen will pop up asking if we allow it to access. We want that to happen because a marker acts as a microphone. So I'll click allow. This will immediately open up the Swivl app. I don't personally use the Swivl app. If you do, you can hit record and begin moving from there. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and hit my home button. I instead use the Live Now app. I'll click Live Now. And then to begin my recording, all I have to do is press the record button. And then we begin to live stream directly to YouTube. And that's all there is to it. My marker acts as both my microphone and the Swivl will track to follow it. And that's the steps to setting up your Swivl. Hey guys, I hope that kind of cleared up a little bit of what it is to set up your Swivl. So go ahead and check out a Swivl, see what it's like, give it a try. Thanks.